Stop number 9 on the Castrol GTX Cup Series brings us to the shortest and the slowest of the short tracks in its three straight short tracks part of the series. We're at Martinsville Speedway in Martinsville, Virginia for the running STP 500. As we're set for 75 laps of action here, and if this race was anything like the Truck Series race was, oh boy, grab a drink of your choice, a snack of your choice, and enjoy the movie, I guess you might say. Anyway, we are set, so this is the shortest and slowest on the Castrol GTX Cup Series Tour, as we'll be heading from there, and as we'll be heading from there to the longest and the fastest to the next stop on the tour after this at Talladega Super Speedway in Talladega, Alabama for the Winston 500, where the speed jump will be about 100 miles per hour from what you'll be seeing here today at Martinsville. But this is the STP 500, and here's the starting line for today's running in the event. On the pole, at a speed of 89 miles per hour, actually slower than the Truck Series pole speed, believe it or not, it's Joshua Osborne, number 25, the Folgers Chevrolet. He'll be alongside the other Folgers car, Seth Cole, who won the last time he was here at Martinsville. He's in the other Folgers car. His car number is 52. And the cars are a year from each other, too. Osborne's car's in 86 and Seth's is in 87. Along here, row 2 will be Jessica Shelton. She's won here before at Martinsville, the number 9 Mel Gear Ford, a 1981 model. Alongside of her, an 87 Ford. That's the 28 Texaco Haviland Ford of Keith Batson. He's on the outside looking to turn his season around. Third row has Cab Shearer, car 71, the Buck Stove Oldsmobile, and beside him will be car number 3, the GM Goodrich Chevrolet. It's Cole Deaver. He's on the outside. Fourth row has Charles Sanford, car number 30, the Country Time Pontiac, won her twice this season so far, along with Shelton. She's also won twice this season. And he'll be alongside car number 5, Phil Parker, the Levi Garrett Chevrolet. He's on the outside. Fifth row has Dylan Young, car number 2, the Pepsi Chevrolet, came out so close to winning at North Wilkesboro, the last stop on the tour. He'll be alongside car number 44, Paul Minnick, the Piedmont Airlines Chevrolet. Row 6 has the man who won at North Wilkesboro, the last stop on the tour, Kyle Matthews, car 29, the Hardee's Oldsmobile. He'll be carrying one of our in-car cameras in today's event, along also with Jessica Shelton and Joshua Osborne. Will be carrying our in-car cameras today as well. Alongside of him will be car 70, the Rumpel Furniture AC Spark Plugs Pontiac of Zed Weinstein. Next row has William Brock in car 4, the Kodak Film Oldsmobile, and beside him will be car 7 of Kat Tellier, the Xerox Antifreeze Ford. She also was another one that was so close to winning a race this year. She was close to winning at Bristol this season. Next row down has car 26, the Quaker State Buick of Quentin Moore, and beside him will be car 13, that'll be Jesse Turner in the CTE Ford. Next row down, Joshua Collard, car 43, the STP Pontiac, and beside him will be car 15, the Motorcraft Ford of Jason Haywood. A good season so far he's having at the moment. Next row down has the Daytona 500 champion Emmanuel Hartnett in the 83 Wins Kmart Oldsmobile, and car 22, Dylan Poteet in the Miller High Life Buick. Next row down has Texas native Trent Dunham in car number 1, the Bullseye Barbecue Sauce Chevrolet. He's the defending series champion. Beside him will be Ryan George, the man who won at Rockingham, the Tide Chevrolet car 17. Next row down has car number 88, Jonathan Zorn, the Gatorade Buick, and beside him will be Zachary Fitzwater in car 33, the Skull Bandit Buick. Then it's Johnny Gardner, car 35, the Folgers Chevrolet. Beside him will be Joshua Sekuli in car 47, the Raceville Farms Buick. Next row down has Becca Tellier, who won at Darlington this season, the Hodgson Ford, car number 21. And beside her will be the Superior Piping Nelson Contracting Chevrolet car 74 of Chelsea Bowles. Next row down has Patrick Smith in car 8, the Miller American Buick. And Kyle Langland in car 27, the Kodiak Pontiac. Next row down has car 42 of Mike Becker in the STP Buick, car 42. And beside him will be Max Anderson, car 75, the Valvoline Pontiac. Then it's Michael Whitman on the inside of the next row down. He's in the Strolite Ford, car number 6. And beside him will be car number 55, Ashlyn Boyd in the Copenhagen Chevrolet. Then it's Jordan Lopez in car 16, the Halpern Chevrolet. And beside him will be Zach Winkle in car number 11, the Budweiser Chevrolet. Then it's Ryan Winters in car 90, the Red Baron Frozen Pizza Ford. And Tony Newman in car 14, the Copenhagen Oldsmobile. Here comes the command to fire the engines here at Martinsville.
Drivers, start your engine!
All right, the commands can begin the fire engine as we get some racing here today at Martinsville. Alexander Rowe in the Valvoline Oldsmobile car 51, and Ryan Cassie in car 12, the Budweiser Chevrolet. will be starting shotgun in the field. Now, these cars were slowed down after seeing what happened in the Truck Series event there, where he had caution after caution event. In fact, there were 6 caution flags in the Truck Series event. So we'll see what happens here in the Cup Series event here as the field comes down for green flag racing here. 75 laps of action here today. A pair of Chevrolets out of the Hendrick Motorsports stable. Here, the one on the outside is, of course, in conjunction of his own team, NNSCRA Motorsports, Seth Cole. He won the last time he was here in Martinsville for the fall race. Can he do it again here today? Well, Joshua Osborne in about 39 others will have something to say about that. The green flag side, we're back. We are underway at Martinsville. Joshua Osborne, car 25, will lead the first lap here. Jessica Shelton trying for second position on the inside of Seth Cole. So they go into the first turn again. First lap at just over 81 miles per hour here. Remember, they qualified here at over 89 miles per hour. And the strange thing about this racetrack here, as we were about to mention here, hardly anybody goes into 4th gear on these racetracks here. We have seen some go into 4th gear, but some will be in 3rd gear. And Joshua Osborne, he has not gotten out of 2nd gear yet for some reason. Now he goes into 3rd. Anyway, Osborne leads, Shelton 2nd, 3rd is Seth Cole right now. Battle for 4th going on between Keith Batson and Kev Shearer as the field comes down in the 3rd turn now. Or 1st turn, I should say. Things happen so quick here at Martinsville. Batson looking to turn the season around. He's usually a good short track racer too. I honest to goodness thought, and he honest to goodness had the feel for him at Bristol. He had the dominant car in that event and had that race won, and then suddenly tried to avoid a wreck and loses about half the positions he had. and that wasn't bad enough. He gets wrecked on the next restart. So Batson looking to redeem himself here at this moment here. So he goes inside, and now Kev Shearer is still battling for 4th position at the moment. Meantime, Charles Sanford and Cole Deaver going at it right now. That's 30. It's 30 in the 3 cars here. Sanford trying for 6th position. Deaver's in 7th. So side-by-side racing throughout most of this field here, as you see Cat Tiller cutting in line of Kyle Matthews. On board, Kyle Matthews' car. Matthews running in 12th position. Tellier in 11th, and now Matthews goes inside. He's going to get the push from Zed Weinstein. I was about to say draft, but that's going to be for the next race at Talladega, for the next stop on the tour. You'll be hearing the race drafting a lot in that event. And meantime, Keith Batson still having a hard time trying to get around Kev Shearer as the lead front 3 cars have broken away. Joshua Osborne, Jessica Shelton, and Seth Cole. Those 3 have dominated the qualifying story. They've dominated the practice story and everything else. So and it's no surprise that we see those 3 out in front at the moment as you ride on board Jessica Shelton's car. And she knows how to win here at Martinsville too. Has mastered this place quite a few times. Running right behind Joshua Osborne at the moment, trying to figure a way around him, trying to find any weakness he can out of that 25 machine. And that last time by for Shelton, her last lap 86 miles per hour, and same with Osborne. And Seth Cole, the fastest of the 3, at 87.2 miles per hour. So they have pulled ahead. They have pulled way ahead though at the battle for 4th there, as Kev Shearer and Keith Batson still going at it. And same with Charles Sanford and Cole Deaver. So is Phil Parker and Dylan Young, Matthews and Paul Minnick, as he's now gotten around these 7 of Cat Tellier. Tellier drops to 12th, and look at Paul Minnick, a crossover move in that 44 machine. And he'll try to take 10th back away from Matthews at the moment as they go down off the 4th corner. Minnick has a slight advantage by about a half a car length as he goes into turn number 1, and he will take position for the moment. In the meantime, they're single file. William Brock running in 13th. 14th is Zed Weinstein. Quentin Moore driving the car of his favorite driver, Morgan Shepherd. That's the Morgan Shepherd car from 1987 he's driving. The Quaker State Buick. He's running in 15th position. And he had a great run at North Wilkesboro, the last stop on the tour. 16th right now is Joshua Collard in the King Richard Petty colors. 17th is Jesse Turner. 18th is the Daytona 500 champion, Emmanuel Hartnett. And you can bet he's got that same setup for Talladega coming up next race on the tour. Jonathan Zorlin running in 19th, excuse me. 20th is Trent Dunham. 21st right now, Jason Hayward as he gets around Dylan Poteet for the position here. And Poteet's another driver who's won here at Martinsville before in this series. Brian George running in 23rd position. 24th is Johnny Gardner. Zachary Fitzwater, 25th. 26th is Becca Tellier. The winner at Darlington this season. 27th is Patrick Smith. And Tellier, by the way, one of the drivers that's already in the Winston All-Star race. So a few more chances to go before we get to that race at Charlotte. Patrick Smith running in 27th. 28th is Mike Becker. 29th is Michael Whitman. 30th right now is Chelsea Bowles. 31st is Joshua Sekuli. Darn pace car. Ryan Winters in 32nd position. 33rd is Jordan Lopez. 34th right now is Tony Newman. Ryan Kazee, 35th. 36th is Alexander Rowe. 37th is Max Anderson, or actually make that Kyle Langland now. Langland goes inside of Max for the 37th position. He's got it. Anderson's 38th. Ashlyn Boyd, 39th. And 40th is Ryan Kazee. Meantime, back up front, Joshua Osborne continues to lead the STP 500 at the moment here at Martinsville Speedway. And in fact, the front three drivers have all won at this track before. Osborne, Shelton, and Seth Cole. In fact, Seth's only win here at Martinsville came on this very race. It came at the second event here at Martinsville last season. And coming up on lap traffic here, Ashlyn Boyd up ahead in number 55. Could play in a bit of a factor here as they go off through the third and fourth turns now. So it's going to be depends on now who gets through the traffic real well and who doesn't. And that's what we saw at the North Wilkesboro, the last stop on the tour. And we actually saw a little bit of that at Bristol as well. Osborne trying to go inside of Ashlyn Boyd right now. That's trying to put him a lap down. And he'll stick the nose of his Chevy to the inside. Meanwhile, Shelton's closed up in that number 9 car here. Here's they go down in the first and second turns. And you remember the truck race the last season there at Martinsville, the second truck race. She closed up on Phil Parker coming into the white flag and actually got by him. Parker almost came back on Shelton at the checkers, and she held him up by just inches at the finish line in one of the greatest truck finishes of the season, last season, I should say. But she's pulled up on the back bumper of Joshua Osborne right now at the moment as they go into the third turn now. Back on board, Jessica Shelton's car. Going inside of Max Anderson is Joshua Osborne. Shelton will try to follow suit. And she will follow Osborne as she tries to get by the 75 machine. And now Seth Cole's pulled up on the back bumper, and he'll use that 75 car possibly as a pick. Nope. So the front three are about almost nose to tail as Shelton will get a push from Seth Cole in the 52 machine. That blue car she'll use, by the way, for a couple of more short track races on the season. So the front three cars have pulled away substantially from the fourth place car. There is the fourth place car right now, Keith Batson in 28. He is having a tremendous run at the moment in the 1987 Davey Allison colors. He is in fourth position. Fifth is still Cab Shearer. Sixth right now is Cole Devers. He's held off the challenge of Charles Sanford for the moment. Sanford's in seventh. Eighth is Dylan Young. Ninth is Paul Minnick. And Kyle Matthews now trying to hold off Phil Parker for the 10th position. On board, Kyle Matthews, his car. As he's trying to pull up behind the 44 of Paul Minnick. And thing to remember also that this bunch here will also be encountered in the lap traffic as well pretty soon. So it depends on how they'll get around the lap traffic, like Osborne, Shelton, and Seth Carr for the moment. Getting around the 27 of Kyle Langland. Langland, I'm sure disappointed with the season he's having at the moment. And now inside with the leader, Joshua Osborne. Trying to get up underneath the 51 car of Alexander Rowe. Already 30 laps into the books here at Martinsville, and still down to 45 to go here at the STP 500 at Martinsville Speedway. Osborne's last win here at the Martinsville Speedway track, I think, I have to look back, I think it was season 9 when he last won here. In fact, it was on this very event. So he is that's the last time he's won on this track here, as he's now gone underneath Ryan Kazee in the 12 car. Thing you're not careful with, though, the lap cars, though, you can either get hung up behind one and lose time to the leader, or you can, to make matters worse, if you're the leader and lose time and actually have the second place car gain up on you, which Osborne has now had with Shelton, but now Shelton's now hung up behind Ryan Kazee, and now she gets by him, and will try to bring Seth Cole with her, or doesn't, and Seth may get trapped behind the 12 as well. So Seth trying to put the bumper that number 12 Budweiser Chevrolet of Ryan Kazee as they go up turn number 4. And Seth deciding not to dive bomb into that turn right there. And Martinsville has been known for a few dive bombs here and there too. And now Seth will try to dive bomb now on Ryan Kazee to try to put him a lap down. So, and meanwhile, Osborne having trouble with Tony Newman in the 14 machine. And now he'll go up underneath Tony Newman's car as he'll go on the inside and take position away. Shelton tries to do the same thing. And says she again gets hung up behind a lap car. So while this is going on here, let's check and see if now the fourth place car of Keith Benson now pull up behind the first lap car of Ashlyn Boyd, as he's now still battling with the 71 of Kev Shearer. Shearer having a good run so far in 5th position. Bieber, an excellent run so far for him in 6th position. He is the man who's the defending champion of the Advocare Truck Series, which will be seen on the Red Racer 1985 channel. And of course, Bieber having disappointing results with his Truck Series season so far this season, but he'd like to turn it around for their next stop when we head to California. Rest of the top 10 still Charles Sanford in 7th. 8th is still Dylan Young. Now Young's pulled up on the back of Charles Sanford's car. And meantime, Paul Minnick trying to hold off Kyle Matthews. That's 9th and 10th right now. In the meantime, Joshua Osborne liking what he sees right now. He's got 2 cars between he and Shelton at the moment. So it tells me he's getting by the lap traffic better than she is at the moment, though. And now Shelton tries to get up underneath Jordan Lopez. Now has Ryan Winters to contend with in that 90 machine. He's in 32nd position at the moment. Trying to make a race out of it, I guess you might say, here for victory yet, though. Like I said, we got plenty of laps to go in this race here. Now 41 laps are in the books, and we have now 34 laps to go, 34 to go. Pair of Fords on the racetrack right here. Shelton in that Mel Gear machine. Ryan Winters in the Red Baron Frozen Pizza car. And now Osborne trying to get by another Joshua Sakuli in the 47. Now Osborne go inside of Sakuli for position. Let's see what happens, and Sakuli will slam on the brakes and saying there you go. So Osborne gets by him, and now Shelton will try to close up on Sakuli right now. Sakuli is still alongside of Osborne at the moment. Now he'll get by, and now he'll get by Sakuli, and now Shelton will try to go up underneath Joshua Sakuli at the moment. Off the 4th corner they come here. Chelsea Bowles, the next one to lose a lap. In the meantime, Seth Cole losing time to that all this lap traffic as well. In the meantime, Keith Batson's got some breathing room between he and Kev Shearer at the moment there for that battle for 4th position as we look again at the leaders. Battle going on right there for 23rd position. That's Becca Tellier and Johnny Gardner going at it. Gardner actually trying to get around Tellier at the moment. Excuse me. There is the leader, Joshua Osborne, now pulling up on the back of Michael Whitman in the 6th machine. That's 29th position right there. And now Shelton's got nothing between her and Joshua Osborne at the moment. Let's see if the interval close up, if any. .25 in the 6th going at it, and now Whitman sandwiches himself between Osborne and Shelton at the moment, and now Osborne close up on the 42 car of Mike Becker. That's 28. And Shelton frustrating that she can't get around that 6th machine of Michael Whitman as they come off the 4th corner. Now Seth Cole's now pulled up in the back of the 9 at the moment as they go on to turn number 1. So the lead just almost a second now for Joshua Osborne as they in the 25 machine as we now come up on 25 laps to go in this race. And oh, Shelton goes up the track now. Here comes Seth Cole to the inside lane in the 52 machine. He's now made it all back up on the 9 machine, and Shelton having trouble with that 6 machine. She is, I'm sure, frustrated at the moment. Now she'll dive bomb on the 6 into the inside lane, and now she has now lost a lot of time to Joshua Osborne. Osborne now a second and a quarter ahead. And he has got 2 lap cars between he and the 9. Getting around the 8th car of Patrick Smith, now Ryan George, the Rockingham winner. Behind him, up ahead now in the 26th position. That's another Hendrick Motorsports machine. That's a teammate, quasi-teammate, if you will. We'll take a look at where our rest of our top 10's at right now at the moment. Keith Batson there. He is in the 4th position. And Cole Deaver now is moved up a spot right now. That is 5th position there. Cole Deaver's now taken over Kev Sheeran. Look at Dylan Young and Charles Sanford in there as well. So 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th are all right together there. And as Sanford goes inside, they're 3 wide off turn number 4. Sanford to the inside of both Dylan Young and Kev Shearer. And finally, Dylan has to back off the accelerator, and now Charles Sanford will get around him. That's for 7th place. And now go inside of Kev Shearer position as Dylan tries to fight back on the outside of the track. And now look at Paul Minnick get into it along with Kyle Matthews in the 29. On board Kyle Matthews' car. Matthews winner the last race on the tour at North Wilkesboro. And he'll push Paul Minnick, try to push him ahead of Dylan Young. Young still hung up behind the 11 car, and he's got Minnick on the inside of the track. That's got nowhere to go. Now Matthews goes inside of Dylan Young, and that's going to be a position taken right there. It's 9th. He'll take away from Young. And Young's in danger to lose in the top 10 now to Phil Parker in the 5 machine. Oh, and Dylan Young slamming that back bumper of that 12 car, and he barely cuts in front of Parker at the moment. Wow. Short track racing at its finest here at Martinsville Speedway at this moment. You get all those lap cars right there holding you up or whatnot, but still. So Deaver will take the 5th position. That's the top 5 now he's got. Batson all alone in that 4th spot. And now, meanwhile, Shelton trying to close up again on Osborne. But the bad news again, Osborne has got a lap car. He's now negotiated ahead. But let's remember, though, if Osborne if those lap cars give Osborne any trouble at all, though, that's going to be the break Shelton may need to try to catch him. And the lead is just now 74 hundredths of a second at the moment, almost 3/4 of a second between the front 2 cars. And Seth Cole's almost all but made it up too. And those front 3 are the better than 5 seconds ahead of the 4th place car, Keith Batson. As we close up now on 10 laps to go. Shelton needs to get around that 17 of Ryan George and quick. Ten laps to go here at Martinsville. Last speech is about even, 85.4 for both cars. And Shelton will bump that 17 of Ryan George and whoa! Well, that didn't do anything to help right there. And now Shelton gets bumped out of the way by Seth Cole, and he'll take 2nd. Or tries to as they go into the 3rd turn now. Shelton has the high line working to her advantage though, and she'll keep second. And meanwhile, Joshua Osborne's loving all this as he's in the back. He's really going to rearview mirror saying, "Come on, go ahead and battle back there, guys. I'll take off and win this thing." And he has got a full set. He's got just over a full second between the first and second place cars. As we're now coming up on 7 laps to go. The 33 and 21 battling together right there. That's for the 20. That's the 24th position right there as Zachary Fitzwater goes inside of Becca Tellier. Poteet getting around Johnny Gardner at the moment, and now Osborne's pulled up on the back bumper of the 21 now. He's in a mess of lap traffic at the moment. Five laps to go for Joshua Osborne. And meanwhile, Jessica Shelton and Seth Cole cannot get around that 17 car of Ryan George. And Seth will move up the racetrack right now as they come off the turn now. It'll be now down to 4 to go. And meanwhile, that crazy battling going on right there, but it's now gone down to just Matthews, Minnick, Young, and Parker at the moment. Matthews now up to the 8th position now. Minnick in 9th, 10th is Dylan Young, and 11th is Phil Parker. Batson's still running in 4th position. 5th right now is still Cole Deaver. 6th position right now is Kev Shear with Charles Sanford running in 7th. Osborne now, meanwhile, up the racetrack at the moment there as he's trying to get around Zachary Fitzwater in the 33 car. And as it'll be seeing the white flag this time by, but I would not look right now because the inside lane's got Ryan George and Jessica Shelton in that mix right now as the white flag is waved on Joshua Osborne. Can he hold off this pair of lap cars right there? That's Becca Tellier on the inside. Let's see what happens in the 3rd turn now. Shelton goes inside of Ryan George here for position. Osborne up the track. Shelton tries to go to the inside of the racetrack, but it's going to be too little too late. Joshua Osborne wins the STP 500 here at Martinsville. So that lap traffic and being on the high side almost cost him 25. All that time he had, he built up on a leader, and Jessica Shelton, a great 2nd place run for her. 3rd will go to Seth Cole. 4th position to Keith Batson. A well-needed run for that 28 machine. And Cole Deaver will come on 5th. 6th position will go to Kev Shearer. 7th to Charles Sanford. 8th to Kyle Matthews. 9th to Paul Minnick. And going 10th will be Dylan Young. So a big victory for Joshua Osborne as he takes his first of the season in the 25 Folgers Coffee Chevrolet. So 9 races are in the books here as we gave you the top 10 already. And boy, what a season so far for both for Shelton and Sanford. Both they are the top 2 in the points coming in. So this race, Shelton was the points leader coming in by virtue of her wins at Bristol and at Texas both. And so, like I said, some well-needed good runs in that top 10 right there. Keith Batson, Cole Deaver, Kev Shear, Paul Minnick, and Dylan Young all having some good runs, well-needed good runs. Bill Parker, a good day for him in 11th position for him. 12th will be William Brock, a good run for that Morgan McClure number 4 team. And another KAB car with a good run, Kat Tellier in 13th. 14th will go to Joshua Collard. Quentin Moore 15th. 16th, we're going to Zed Weinstein. Jesse Turner 17th. Trent Dunham 18th. Emmanuel Hartnett 19th. And Jason Haywood coming in 20th position. So 3 of the KAB cars with a good run here today. And in 4th, 13th, and 20th. So that's the team Keith Batson owns in his Legion of Fords, as I call it. Jonathan Sorlin comes home in 21st position. He'll be the last car to finish on the lead lap. Johnny Gardner, 22nd, 23rd. Dylan Pote, 24th, was Zachary Fitzwater. Becca Tellier, 25th. Not a good day for that 21 team. Ryan George, Patrick Smith, and Mike Becker. And I guess you might say Shelton's got Ryan George to thank for him holding her up at all. And otherwise, if he'd have let her go a little bit sooner than he would have, then it might have been another story for the win, possibly, because she was coming on Osborne. Osborne better thank his lucky stars there was not another lap in that race, too. So, anyway, 28th will be Mike Becker. 29th will be Michael Whitman. Chelsea Bowles 30th. Then Joshua Sakuli, Ryan Winters, Jordan Lopez, Tony Newman, Alexander Rowe, Ryan Cassidy, Kyle Langland, Zach Winkle, Max Anderson, and Ashlyn Boyd brings up the caboose in 40th position. So a big day for Joshua Osborne. He gets his first win of the season. And he will be, and he and Shelton were already in the Winston anyway, by virtue of them both being former champions of the series. So that's the story here at Martinsville Speedway for the STP 500. Joshua Osborne, the winner here for the first time this season. Average speed of 85.749. If you like what you see here, be sure to subscribe to the NNSCRA Sports and Gaming channel. We got everything on this channel here in our races, gaming videos, and since this is the month of October, we are in Hallow Gaming month, I guess you might say, as Seth Cole calls it. Whatever it is, he might correct me on that one. But anyway, and be sure to check it. And also be sure to check out Seth's Cavalcade series himself, he runs as well. The NNSCRA Texas Truck Series, the NNSCRA Pizza Hut X Series, and of course the ultimate of the series, the NNSCRA Hershey's Cup Series. Be sure to check those series out on this channel. You will not regret it, and I will guarantee you Seth's races are a whole heck of a lot better than mine are. So anyway, so the 3 short track races in a row are done. Next short track race will be at Richmond, Virginia, a couple races from now, but the next race on the tour will be from the shortest and the slowest at 90 miles per hour at Martinsville to the longest and the fastest at 200 at Talladega Super Speed over to Winston 500. And I will guarantee you that race will be a good one, too. It always is. So congratulations again to Joshua Osborne, winner here today at Martinsville. It's James Qualls, the production of the NNSCRA, offline racing at its best.